Today of an armed man about to open fire on a busy Sydney street.
Staring down the barrel of a would-be killer's gun. He's masked, hooded and wearing white gloves.
Sydney has been in the grip of a relentless cycle of organised crime violence. For years, gunfire, ambushes and drive-by shootings have plagued its suburbs, the result of bitter rivalries between criminal syndicates, family-based gangs and drug networks. At the centre of this ongoing turmoil, a name once associated with the law has now become linked with the lawless, solicitor Sylvan Singh. For the public, Singh was a rising young lawyer at Redline Legal, his father's Parramatta-based firm, advising clients entangled in the very system he is now accused of exploiting. In court, he was known for his composure, professionalism and dedication to detail. Clients saw him as a trusted advisor, someone who could navigate the complexities of the justice system on their behalf. He held degrees in arts and law from Western Sydney University. But police allege that behind this respectable image, Singh was living a double life. Not only was he a solicitor representing clients entangled in Sydney's crime scene, but he was also, according to detectives, orchestrating some of that very crime himself. Detectives claim he exploited encrypted messaging platforms not only to communicate with clients, but also to secretly direct kidnappings, ransom plots and drug supply operations. The contradiction between his legal career and alleged underworld role has stunned the legal community, raising uncomfortable questions about how deeply criminal networks have infiltrated legitimate professions. The turning point came on May 25th, 2025, when Singh's name made headlines. That evening, Singh was driving a Toyota Hilux through Granville with 3 passengers. Alleged Alameddine associate Dawood Zakaria, reputed crime figure Samimjan Azari, and his bodyguard Levi Vitikawalu. The vehicle was suddenly ambushed in a hail of bullets. Zakaria was fatally wounded, Singh was riddled with gunfire but survived, and the others escaped unharmed. Detectives later said the hit was most likely intended for Azari, marking the second attempt on his life in just 3 months. Azari had escaped an assassination attempt. Just months earlier, he survived another ambush in Brighton Le Sands. A month after the drive-by shooting in May, Azari was targeted in a brazen daylight shooting at M Brothers Kebab Shop in Auburn, Sydney. Around 1:10 PM, 2 masked gunmen entered the shop and fired 8 shots before fleeing in a black Audi Q7 with cloned plates. Azari sustained gunshot wounds to his arm and shoulder, while his associate, Kali Taizani, 25, was critically injured after being shot in the face. A 47-year-old female employee working in the kitchen at the time was also shot twice in the torso and hospitalised in serious condition, highlighting the indiscriminate nature of the attack. At first, Singh was seen as an unlucky victim, a young lawyer caught in a gangland vendetta not of his making. But that perception was soon shattered. Just 4 months later, Singh was arrested and accused of masterminding the violent kidnapping and torture of a 31-year-old man in November 2024. Police allege the victim, believed to be a drug courier, was suspected by Singh of stealing narcotics. The man was ambushed in Granville, bound with cable ties and taken to a St Mary's property. There, he was beaten, his hands injured and his suffering captured on video. That recording was then used to demand ransom from the man's family. Even after one ransom was paid, Singh's group allegedly pushed for more. The victim eventually managed to escape during a ransom handover, bloodied and battered but alive, providing police with critical evidence. According to detectives, Singh coordinated the kidnapping from behind the scenes, issuing instructions over encrypted apps. Strikeforce Cubellas was established to investigate, and by December 2024, 3 young associates, Montana Ferrugia, Emmanuel Rubasha, and Alipia Leroy, were arrested. Singh, however, evaded justice until September 2025, when he was dramatically arrested at a temple.
Yesterday, the 26-year-old was arrested and charged over an alleged violent kidnapping and ransom in Sydney's West last December.
When Singh first appeared in Liverpool local court following his arrest, his legal team made an unusual request that his identity be restricted from publication. His barrister, Peter Lang, argued that publicly naming Singh would put his safety at risk. pointing to examples where associates of the Alameddine network had been targeted while on bail or even attending court. The application, however, was strongly opposed by media organisations, who stressed that the allegations were of significant public interest. Magistrate Andrew Miller ultimately rejected the bid, ruling that Singh's identity should remain in the public domain and that transparency outweighed the claimed risk to his safety. The charges against him are extensive: directing the activities of a criminal group, kidnapping with intent to ransom, wounding with intent to cause grievous bodily harm, multiple drug supply offences, including commercial supply. Detectives say Singh was not a side player, he was a key organiser, a man straddling two worlds, the legal profession by day and the criminal underworld by night. At the same time, progress was being made in the investigation into the Granville shooting. Taskforce Falcon, a specialist strike force set up to counter Sydney's spate of gangland violence, arrested a 19-year-old man in September 2025. He was charged with murder, attempted murder, drug supply and firearms offences in connection with the ambush that killed Zakaria and nearly claimed Singh's life. Police believe the attack was linked to the Alameddine crime network's ongoing feuds, with Singh and Zakaria collateral damage in a war that has spilled across Sydney's suburbs. Singh's downfall has shocked the public because it highlights the blurred boundaries between legitimacy and crime in Sydney. He wasn't a stereotypical gangster. He was a lawyer, someone entrusted to uphold the law. Yet, police claim he used his education, position and connections to strengthen the very underworld he should have been opposing in court. The case also reflects the scale of Sydney's ongoing organised crime problem. For years, families like the Alameddines and Hamzys, as well as shifting alliances of bikies, drug traffickers and international syndicates, have waged bloody battles for control of the drug trade. Innocent bystanders have occasionally been caught in the crossfire, but increasingly the violence is hitting close to home for those within the networks themselves. Now, as Singh sits under strict home detention awaiting trial, the irony is stark. Once seen as a victim of Sydney's gangland chaos, he is now accused of being one of its orchestrators. His story has become a cautionary tale. A solicitor who allegedly abandoned the principles of the law to embrace the profits of crime, and in doing so became yet another figure in Sydney's endless cycle of bloodshed. As this will be an ongoing story, I'll make sure to keep an eye on any developments. Please consider subscribing and liking this video if you found this interesting and want more stories from the Australian underworld. Till next time, take care.